Hi everyone, welcome back. I honestly did not think that I'd ever say that again, because I'm just going to be completely honest in this video. I actually forgot that I have/had a YouTube channel, but then, so I randomly got this email that was like, this person had subscribed to your YouTube channel. I was like, what the hell? So I clicked on it and I was like, oh, like, could be just one of them random things. I clicked on it and then this whole, like, all these videos appeared 2 years ago, from 2 years ago. And the last video that I posted was of me getting Maeve, which is crazy to me because, and I watched the video and I'm like, oh my god, I'm getting this 3-year-old, she's so cute, all of this. And now I'm like, the horse in that video is completely different now. She's now 5. She is a fully grown, oh, I'm not sure about fully grown actually, but she is all filled out. She's like muscle. She's, honestly, I call her my barge because she's massive. She's 16'3", and just literally a powerhouse. Like, I'm 5'3", and I look like a pea on a mountain. Like, honestly, it's bad. Yeah, when I was planning on breaking in my first horse, I wasn't planning on breaking in a 16'3" British sport horse, which, if you don't know what that breed is, it's 7/8 thoroughbred. The 1/8 that is not a thoroughbred is an Arab. So yeah, quite something. Not to, you know, like, toot my own horn or anything, but yeah, because it has not been a smooth ride, and I'm going to tell you about everything that's happened since I last posted on here, because I want to give this channel a real go now. Like, I think I might have 16 subscribers, maybe 20, I don't know, I'm not sure. I need to have a look because I haven't actually had a look since I like saw my account, and that was like maybe a month ago maybe. But I was like, so I've just finished my GCSEs, so another reason is that I now don't go to the school that I go to, where now I don't have to live in fear that people are gonna find out I have a fucking YouTube channel. So yeah, so I'm just gonna tell you where I've been. I'm gonna share my story, because let me tell you, it's been a wild ride. Yeah, so let's dive in. So the last video I posted was when I got Maeve. She was 3. So I moved yards because the yard that I was at, which is the one that I had Storm at, is like there just wasn't enough turnout. Like, in the stables weren't big enough, because Maeve is quite a long horse. She's got a lot to her, basically. She's a very big horse. And so my aunt, she works at World Horse Welfare, which is literally a godsend. Love her. She came up just because she, like, obviously takes interest in me, because I have a horse, and she obviously loves horses. And she said, Alex, this is not the right yard for this horse. Like, lovely horse and love her, this isn't the right yard though. So then she found me a new yard, and oh my god, it's brilliant. Love it. It's fantastic. And basically I have a stable, but I barely use it ever, because Maeve just lives the outdoor horse life. She loves it. Like, and obviously I can bring her in if it's torrential rain, but the yard owner's kind of just like, yeah, do whatever you want. And it's so nice, and we have such good facilities, like amazing facilities. Yeah, so I moved her, and I wouldn't say broke her in when she was 3. I sat on her. I walked her around. That was it, like, yeah. And that took a very long time. I got her in August, and I sat on her on October the 31st. So it's 2 months. Well, like 3 months basically, I suppose. Maybe like 2.5 months. That's how long it took me. Quite a long time. Yeah. And then I gave her a 3-month break. Yeah, 3 months, just over the winter, over Christmas, because who wants to like ride their, like, break in a horse when it's the depths of winter in the UK? Like, absolutely nobody. I am quite lucky though, because I do have an indoor school, but the way my yard is set out, like, there's a long walk, so yeah. And she needed that break anyways, because she's like a thoroughbred, and, well, mostly, and she's a big horse, like, she just had a lot of development to do. So I left her for 3 months, just, yeah. She really grew, because I think when we got her, she was about 16 hands. She came in about 16.2. I haven't measured her. This is just like me eyeballing it. She could be bigger. I don't think she's smaller, because Storm was 16.1, and by that point she was bigger than her, because I remember saying that. Yeah, and I brought her in, and I did some proper work with her. She then started learning all the dressage, all the poles and all of that, but I didn't jump her. I did like nothing proper or anything, literally jumps like this big, but I think I jumped her twice when she was 4. I think I took her to this cross country that's like just little things, like nothing's very big, and I just took her over logs. But the main reason why I went was because my mum was actually doing cross country, so I just went along just so the horse that she was riding had a little bit of company, kind of thing. But apart from that, I've done 4 dressage competitions on her, and every time she's come 3rd. Yeah, she's come 3rd every time. So what can I really complain about? Like, no, she didn't win, but she is a baby horse. Like, she's not going to win. She's competing against horses that are like proper adult horses. So, you know, very proud of my baby. Yeah, absolutely, like, so impeccably behaved. I did like a couple things at Pony Club with her. Yeah, like, not jumping or anything, just going, doing some things, like stepping off some steps, going up some steps, like, yeah. So I did all of that. What else? I barely did anything with her. A lot of groundwork. Like, this horse she's crazy. Like, if I walk on to, like, so in my old yard there was this so where the school was, there was this decking, like, it was kind of like a patio for the school that was like up a level, and it was decking, and so we kept like a bucket to put the poo in from the school, and I walked up there to get, like, and I was holding Maeve. I was like, stay there, like, I was holding her like this, and I got, like, went to get it. I turn around, she's on the decking with me. She's stepped up, and she's on this wooden decking, and obviously I'm like, this is not safe. This is very dangerous. But she just walked up there with, like, no, this is what I mean. And, like, if you check out my Instagram, which is just basically the same name as this, you'll see that I've done a lot of, like, agility with her. So, like, I've ridden her through, like, I have never made an edit on my Instagram of doing agility, I don't think, but, like, we've jumped through hoops, we've, like, gone under tassels. It's been crazy. Yeah, she's done so much of that kind of thing. But then I had a little bit of an accident, which is mainly probably why I haven't picked this back up, I suppose. yeah, I had an accident. I was kicked in the head by a horse, which I know, like, I wasn't expecting to be like, no, I'm joking, I knew nothing about it. Like, I was at school, I was riding Maeve one day, and then the next day it's like about 3 months later, and yeah. Yeah, like, literally, when I say I didn't know anything about it, I was basically like not here for 3 months. So it happened November the 5th or the 6th, 2021. So really wasn't like that long ago. And I was at work, because I used to work at a like just a yard. It was just a livery yard. And I was turning out a horse, which obviously everyone does every day. And he kicked me. Yeah, he bucked. So he was excited. He was like going out the fields, all excited. And I don't remember, like, this is not coming from my knowledge, just what I've been told. Because I don't remember. And he kicked me in the head. I went to hospital. Was there for a couple days. Had surgery because my skull, I broke my eye socket and my like forehead. Basically it was like, so there's like a hole, god, it was not that big, it was like a hole like maybe this big, that was just, there was no skull left. So then the doctors had to obviously have an operation, take out all the fragments of skull out of my brain, and then piece it all back together. And now I have a dent in my forehead, but apart from that, I'm none the wiser. Like, had you have just not told me that it ever happened, I honestly wouldn't know. I wouldn't even ask. I'd just be like, oh, yeah, must have just gone quickly. Yeah, I remember nothing from, so that day, and probably a little bit before that day to January. And during that time, when I was like lucid but not really, so probably January onwards, so so the first time I rode Maeve was at the end of February. After that, so she had November to February, like the end of February off. But the time from January to like start of January to like the end of February, I was watching everyone go out, everyone compete. I swear I've been in this boat for like literally years now, ever since my old horse Foxy stopped being able to compete, and like my BE season was over until like, well, February this year. I've just been missing out on everything, but that was even worse because I couldn't even ride. It's the first time that I haven't been able to even sit on a horse. It was awful. I hated every moment of it, like, very sad. Yeah, but you know, through the other side now, so I'm fine. People weren't expecting me to be alive, but I'm back. Yeah, when I say people weren't expecting me to be alive, like I seriously mean that. Like, my school just kind of forgot that I existed. Yeah, it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's not that big of a deal. I think sometimes I forget like how severe it actually was, because a lot of people were like crying over it, like, and yeah, most people I know were like so upset, like distraught, and I'm like, what's your problem? So yeah, but anyways, I got back on Maeve. Well, my first ride back was so nice. The first ride that I had back was on Foxy, and it was just so lovely to ride her again. And her, like, the reason why I chose Foxy to be my first ride was because I didn't want to get straight back on Maeve in case she like chucked me off, basically, and was so excited and chucked me off. So I got on Foxy. I actually had a lesson, my first ride back, a jump lesson. It was so fun, loved every minute of it. Thank you to Foxy's new owners for letting me do that. love you lots. I'm not saying that to random strangers, like they're my friends. Yeah. And then I got back on Maeve, and she was a pure saint. She did not get excited. She surpassed all my expectations. Like, I was thinking she's gonna go mad, but she didn't. She was just like, yeah, whatever. And from that moment on, because obviously, so the way I do the aging is kind of like, because Maeve's born in April, you can class her as 5 when it turns January 1st. So when she was 5, obviously technically she was 4, but in her 5th year I really ramped the work up. Like, so I introduced her. To be fair, she probably didn't do any proper real work until she actually was 5, because because she was off for so long, I did a really long like training plan. So I walked 1 week for every month that she was off. So she was off for 4 months, so I walked for a month. And then I gradually like increased my trot until I was doing it for like a long time. I can't exactly remember. I have it all on my computer somewhere. And then I gradually increased the canter, and then and obviously I was doing pole work this whole time. So when I was walking, I was doing like walk poles, which please do that with your horse. It's so beneficial. I really noticed a difference since I started doing that. Like, I do that still, even though I don't have to just walk her anymore. I still do walk poles. It's amazing. You'll never turn back from walk poles. You'll be like, oh my god. So yeah, I did all of that the whole time I was doing poles. Apart from obviously the first like week or two, I didn't do poles because I didn't want to like her to think, oh, we're doing something exciting. Because it's like, no, Maeve, we're just walking. Yeah, and then increased the canter and like started trotting and cantering on over poles, doing stuff like that. And then I started jumping. And Maeve, let's just say, she thoroughly enjoys jumping. So much so that I have very little control when she jumps, and that is something that I'm working on at the moment. So I had a lesson the first time I jumped her. She jumped so massive, I fell off. Yeah. Then we worked on it. She's fine. Like, continued jumping her regularly. Obviously, not loads of times a week. Literally, I think. So I started off, because obviously the jumps are tiny, like bounces. I'd do bounces where the jumps are like about twice a week. And then when I started properly jumping her, once a week. So anyways, just a lot of doing bounces. That's basically what I've been doing. And then my exams hit. So painful. And I tried to ride her the whole way through my exams, but it just was not possible. So I turned her out again. I had to, like, it wasn't long, so let's just say like she came back into hardcore work, and I just gave her, and that's when I competed. I did a 1-day event on her, properly competed, didn't come anywhere, was like, you know, on paper, terrible day, but to me, looking at Maeve's progress, it was an amazing day. She was brilliant. She was calm. Like, we went in the box, not my box. I have a trailer. She went in the box. She was fine. She didn't freak out. She was calm. What can I ask for, honestly? And even though it was her first dressage ever, like in a completely different place where she's never been before, she still managed to get a better dressage score than Foxy ever did in her whole career of eventing. But obviously we do know why, but still. Yeah. So she was amazing, brilliant. Obviously that, like, I didn't just stop it completely after that. I like rode her a couple more times because that was my perseverance when I was doing my exams. Like, gotta keep going, but I just couldn't. I was revising, oh my god, like so much, and I just thought, I can't do this. Like, this is not helping me. So I turned her out for, well, she's always turned out, but I just didn't ride her for, I think, 3 or 4 weeks, maybe a month. Like, yeah, a month max probably, because like at the end of my exams I had very little exams. My exams were over a 6-week period, so it was like the last 2 weeks I just rode her because they were very periodic, so I had loads of days in between, so I just thought, oh, I'll just ride her. Yeah, and I brought her back in again pretty, like, obviously this wasn't very long ago. Like, I didn't go as slow as I went the last time when she was off, because obviously she was just off for a couple of weeks kind of thing. Obviously I did do a little bit, like just 1 or 2 sessions of only walk, but she was being brought in every day. Like, it's not like she stands still for a lot of time in the day, you know, she's always out. So I didn't do it as slow, but still pretty slow, like, yeah. Oh, I forgot to say, before my exams I took her cross country, obviously, because how would I do the 1-day event, but I took her cross country, absolutely amazing. She's a real cross country machine, like, proper. The first time I took her cross country, oh my god, I was so scared. She was terrifying. But by the end of the session, she did, like, I don't jump her very big. I haven't, like, I'm going to increase the height, but I just haven't, because she's had so many, like, breaks. It's been quite, like, hard to get it really going. But now, and, like, also I just felt she wasn't strong enough to do it yet. But now I feel she's strong enough. Now, when I ride her and she's having a bad day, when she's excited, my arms, I'm like, come on, Maeve. And obviously I don't want to ride like this, but it's very hard. I'm like, my arms. So yeah. But that's basically where we are now. I'm quite excited because so my trailer, I can't go anywhere because my trailer's broken because I only just bought it. And we bought it like completely broken, not completely broken, but like just old. Like, it's brand new, but it's just never been used since 2007 when it was made. So yeah, so it's all like rusty, needs loads of things like fixing, but we bought it because it was cheap, because there's no money here. I have no money. And I'm excited for Friday because I'm gonna give her another jump. Like, well, another bounce, what am I saying? But I'm gonna increase the height a little bit. I jumped her last on Sunday, and we finished on a 90, because I thought, well, because she just does not respect small heights whatsoever, because she just, like, I'm really working on slowing her down because she's so fast, and she just wasn't, like, respecting the height whatsoever. So I just whacked it up, and I thought, you could do this. And then she flew over it because she went in a really nice canter, and I was thinking, well, see what you can do. And she, like, did the whole bascule, like, oh, lovely. And this video is 25 minutes long, so I'm gonna shut up now. And yeah, hopefully I will, like, not get too scared and not post this. And I will post this, hopefully, because I've, yeah, like, really procrastinating it. It's like, come on, Alex, just do it. Yeah, hopefully I will post this, and if I do post this, that will mean that I will see you again. And I cannot say there will be any schedule in posting, because it just will happen when it happens, and it will not be every 2 years. Yeah, so I hope you've all been fine for this last 2 years, and I will hopefully see you in a couple days. Hopefully. See you later.